Hi everybody, it's Bruce here from Center Lane, and today I'm going to do a tutorial on how to wash your car properly. Now there's a lot of car detailers out there, and detailing can involve a lot of steps. Um, Both the exterior, the interior, under the hood, all those sorts of things. But today we're just going to focus on washing the outside of your car. It is something that can really improve the look of your car. And even if you've got an old car, you can polish it up and you can follow some simple steps to make it look brand new. I mean, that's the other thing that people don't really think about. You know, they have a car, it's 3, 4, 5 years old, and it doesn't look great. You could spend a few hours washing that car and detailing it inside and out, and you feel like you're driving a brand new car again. So it's a good way to spend some of your time to increase the enjoyment of your car. As I mentioned, there's a lot of steps, both inside and out, to detailing a car. We're going to focus on the outside of the car. In future episodes, I'll do a little tutorial on what else to do with the interior and the engine and that sort of thing. I mentioned I'm not a professional car detailer, so there may be some people that would say that I'm not covering all the steps, but for the average person that just wants to do a nice job of their car and learn some tips along the way, I think this will be very helpful. I've got some products here that I use. This is not an ad for Adams polishes, but I do use a lot of Adams products. And if you really want some detailed information on car detailing, then go to the Adams website, because they have some fantastic videos on car detailing, all of the steps, how to use all of their products and that sort of thing. Like I say, I'm not tied to them in any way. I just use a lot of their products because I find them really good. The first thing you're going to need is some car wash. Now, a lot of people, I always used for years, I used, dish soap to wash my car. But dish soap is not very good because it strips the wax off your car, and it's not activated very well in cold water. So if you're using cold water, then you really need to get some proper car wash. I'm lucky I have hot water here in my shop, in my garage. So I can use warm water, which makes it a little nicer to work on, especially when it's cold outside. But anyway, this is just a product I picked up from my local auto accessory store. Adam sells one too. This is a big bottle. It doesn't, you don't use a lot of it, so this lasts for a long, long time. It looks like I'm getting pretty low on it right now, so it's going to be time to buy some more. So I got to fill my bucket up. Now I use this. Again, it's an Adams product, but other people make them. This bucket, first of all, it's on wheels, which makes it really nice. And it's got this screen in the bottom. So what happens is, as you put your cloth down in there, or your sponge or whatever you're using, all of the dirt and sediment goes through the screen, and it won't keep getting picked up on your rag, and you're not putting it on your car. So I'm going to put a little bit of this car wash in. You don't need a lot. It's pretty thick and jelly, but sort of a couple tablespoons full is probably enough. And like I say, I'm fortunate that I've got warm water right here in my garage, so I can just add some warm water to it. But cold water, this will work fine in cold water. It definitely is time to get a little bit more of this. There we go. I've tried a lot of things for washing my car, from sponges to cloths. This is what I've been using lately. This is like a sheepskin mitt, and I keep it in a plastic bag so it doesn't dry out, stays a bit moist. And this picks up a lot of water and a lot of soap, so you can wash a large area of your car without having to keep putting your hand back into the bucket for a long period of time. When you buy a pressure washer, it normally comes with just a short hose, maybe 8 or 10 feet long. I would really recommend buying a long hose like this. I think this is 50 feet. And the nice thing about that is you can leave your pressure washer just sitting and running, and you're not moving your pressure washer around every time you want to go to one side of the car or the other. This gives you lots of hose to move around the car and make your job a lot easier. Now, a lot of people say that you should wash the wheels first. I always wait till the end. So what I do is I hose them down, hose the car down, wash the car, rinse off the car, give the wheels another soak, and that gives a bit of opportunity for that water to sit on them and loosen up any of the grime. And I always like to hose the car down and get all the soap off of it, because that soap can dry on your car while you're spending time washing your wheels. So I get it all hosed down and then I do my wheels. I just go around the outside first. Some people use various tools to do it, but I just find that the best way to do it is get your hands in there and just sort of get your cloth on every part of the wheel. Once you get all that done, you dry the car, and there's a bunch of methods of drying the car. You can use a dryer, like a blower. I have an electric blower, although it's not working right now. So I just use a leaf blower, and I have a leaf blower in my garage, and that does a good job, takes most of the water off. Then I use a towel, this Adams towel. Now, it looks green. They don't come green. They come white. I must have washed it with something that made it go green. But anyway, this is a drying towel, and this, I've used everything to dry my car over the years. From regular towels to microfibers, to the old natural chamois and artificial chamois. And nothing works like this. Go to the Adams website and look for the drying towel. This is one thing, if you don't buy anything else, this will make your life way better. Okay, so we have the car inside the garage, and now I'm going to get busy with claying. I'm going to get the clay bar, I'm going to put it on with some detail spray, and we're going to get all of the contaminants off this car. Usually when you feel the car, this one's pretty good, but you'll feel a little bit of nibbing and that sort of thing. So the clay bar will take all of that off. When you clay, you want to use a clean microfiber and take that off as you go. You don't really want that to dry on there.
Smooth. Smooth like baby's bum.
Okay, so you can see that I am taking all the contaminants off the car. I've done every sort of part of the body. This is where you get a lot of the contaminants on the car, from road grime and grease and little specks of stuff off the road. So I'm just going to continue doing the whole car, and then we'll look at polishing. One thing I always do when I'm washing a car is I clean the door jambs, and I just did a little bit of this Adams waterless wash, even though there's a little bit of water on there from getting in from washing it, and then I just all that grime, and I do the jamb and the door. Okay, so that's your basic car detail. We've washed it, dried it, we've cleaned the wheels, and then we've clayed the whole car. Now you could just go on wax at this point, But if you want to bring the polish, the shine really up, you polish it with one of these. This one's called a swirl killer. This is from Adams, but it's a random orbit polisher. And you get these pads that come with it. They just go on like this. You can start with the heavy correcting polish, but this car is pretty good. So I'm just gonna do with the regular correcting polish. And you'll see that this is orange and this pad is orange. With Adams, at least, the polishes and the pads are color coded. Put a little bit of that on there. And you move this around, because if you just turn it on, polish is just going to fly everywhere and get all over you. So you put it on, and then so that's basically the process. You do that, go over the whole car that way. Then you change the pad, and you can go to the finishing polish. And the finishing polish, let me just grab that one here. The finishing polish is white, and the corresponding pad is white. And then you do the same process with the finishing polish. Every step that you do brings out more and more and more. And it all sort of depends on, the condition of your paint and how many scratches you have, and how much of a perfectionist you are as to, how much you want to do. Now that I've polished this, I'm going to take off that polish, again with a nice clean new microfiber. When the car is super clean, putting the wax on is really easy. It goes on really quick. You just rub it in, a little circular motion. You're not trying to take any scratches out. All you're doing is trying to protect the paint. So you try to make sure that you got everything covered, and you look across the paint and make sure that you're catching every little bit of the paint finish. And then you just let that glaze up and then buff it off with your a towel.
I can't believe this is the same car.
Now, always use a clean microfiber when you're doing the wax. It is the last step, so you don't want any contaminants on the cloth. But that's about all there is to waxing the car. And that'll give it a nice hard shine, and it'll last, they say, 6 months. I don't know many people that wax their car more than once a year, but probably once a year is a good rule of thumb. So if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.